reporters left Jerome Baker 4 or 5 questions into it. They left because Shedeur was out there. He said, nah, we ain't gonna be disrespectful. Jerome Baker from the area. He from Cleveland. He played Ohio State. Y'all go over there and finish that vet's interview, dog. I'll be over here, but I ain't taking no questions till y'all done with him. That's why people like him. When people ask, why is he so likable? Because he don't do sucker moves. He's respectful. He understands what it is to be a teammate.
Hey, everybody come in, we taking a big photo. Everybody come in, we taking a photo, come in. Hey, what's up, man? Everybody come in, we taking a photo. And we need a wild window. Yeah. Wild, let's go. That's fine. Everybody got front and wrist up. Everybody
What are you kind of seeing out there?
I'm seeing greatness.
Seeing greatness.
Yeah, it's a lot of great players we have on the team. O-line, everybody's doing their job. Coaches doing everything they're supposed to do. So
Would you say it's legendary?
It's not legendary yet, man. It's not there yet. We working to get that way.
But of course, everybody is going to ask your head coach about your quarterbacks and the competition going on right now. You've got an up close and personal view. What have you seen from these 4 guys in the very early goings of training camp?
No, I've really seen that they help each other and they work together. You know, the guys are not afraid to make a mistake, go out there and try to make a play, but also helping each other up and coaching them through what they see. Whether that's the young guys talking to Joe or Joe talking to the young guys. They're not afraid to seek each other out and make each other better.
You got a couple young guys that are competing for jobs too. How's that been?
It's been a lot of fun. Those guys are good. They got a good head on their shoulders. I feel like in the quarterback room, as you know, you always find a way to keep it light while you're learning. And there's stories going around, and there's football going around, and it's been a lot of fun. It really has. Just to hear the way they ask questions and the way questions get answered, and you can kind of put yourself back in their shoes when you were a rookie and what was going through your head and all those things. So it's been a lot of fun for me.
Shedeur with the twos. And Shedeur actually had a really nice play on that one, maybe the play of the day, arguably the play of the day, where he found Luke Florio on sort of this crossing route across the field for 6, caught it, took it upfield for a touchdown as he beat the defender. Nice ball there, nice movement in the pocket from Shedeur on the play.
Oh, the receipts. Oh, the beautiful receipts. But guess what? It's only right that you come back and you cook like Shedeur Sanders did today. I said there was no quarterback competition. And then Shedeur Sanders said, hold on, give me my apron. Let me cook. You can never count him out. And I got the testament right from the practice facility. Yeah, I was perturbed the last time we got on these sticks. I was there at training camp a couple of days ago. A couple of y'all said, how in the world they not giving Shedeur Sanders no opportunity to show what he can do? He throwing the ball to guys that's the support staff, guys that's working for the Browns that don't even play. They out there with the trash cans. And he said, how is it that Shedeur Sanders, how is nephew not getting no love? And the best thing about the sport of football is the simple fact that you're going to get an opportunity. Just like in life, you're going to get an opportunity. It's about what you do when you get that opportunity. And today, I'm here to report, Shedeur Sanders got that opportunity. Today was the first day I saw that he got any reps before Dillon Gabriel, and he delivered. And in today's practice, Dillon Gabriel was shaky with the accuracy today. Very shaky. He airmailed a corner route to Jerry Jeudy. He was wide open. He could have hit his head on the goalpost. He was inaccurate on that, airmailed it. It tends, when Dillon Gabriel is moved off his spot, he tends to miss high. And I think that's just because of, the physical stature part. Now, I told you before, his arm is much stronger than I thought. But today was a day where, he missed some targets. I thought Joe Flacco had a so-so day. Today was all about Shedeur Sanders. He not only made, to me, the biggest splash play of the day, he also made the intermediate throws when he got into the game in 7-on-7. So in the 7-on-7 period, I'm sitting there chilling, right? I'm in the back of the end zone. We're looking around, and I hear people cheering. I'm turning around, what they cheering for? Looking around. People say, oh, Shedeur. And he got a special connection with this Florio. The undrafted man gets back to his back foot on time, stand to deliver, drops a post corner right in the corner of the end zone, right in the bucket. People go crazy. This is the first time that he got reps before Dillon Gabriel. In that throw, he did exactly what I told y'all needed to be done. And that is, when they give you that shot, we're going to capitalize. And what Shedeur Sanders showed y'all was, you can't count them out. See, there's a preparation part that happens prior to that. Him winning today has something with him doing and putting that groundwork in yesterday. You want to put money in the bank. My coach used to always talk about making deposits and withdrawals. You got to always be willing to make more deposits, right? And the deposits don't feel good, because when you deposit, that's less money you got outside of the game. Deposits stack up. They start stacking. You start to see that income. You start to see that nest egg. You start to see that stacking. And when you stacking, people can't see it from the outside. So they think you losing. But in reality, you stacking. That's that deposit life. You see, when he does those interviews, he does a lot to deflect. He had 3 answers that I knew exactly he was in the right state of frame of mind. So Shedeur, can you tell us why you aren't getting any reps? And he does something that I kind of like. You could tell he'd been raised, and you could tell he comes from a strong background in which you analyze and understand the conversation, and do you deliver your answer. So he takes and pauses and figures it out and says, well, look, frankly, that's not my place. When you deflect like that, block, 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 block. Nope, 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 nope. You know what? It makes it hard to continue to follow up with that lining of questioning. When he did what he did for the community, it was like, oh, that's a little side story. But now you got to follow up with that. Shedeur, what makes you want to go out and do things in the community? Because you've been doing that since day one. Oh, y'all understand it now. They understand that enough of you care about what goes on in the community. Remember what I said before? You handle what you need to handle. They'll get on the train later. When they found out that so many people was touched by that, then they pay attention because you made them. When enough people stand on business, it's hard to continue with certain lines of questioning because y'all stood on business. Y'all let it be known that we're not taking no shorts. We're not taking no losses. We won't take no disrespect, and we standing for what we stand on. And I felt like he made those deposits in those conversations. And he said one last thing that stood out to me. He said, you know, you studying the playbook, what do you got to get used to? He said, I don't want to give away everything. If I'm going to maximize the opportunities that I got when I get in the game, I got to study our defense too. Young grasshopper. He understood that you can't win a war in one battle. And you might lose one of the 2 battles early on. But guess what? You got another battle. And how you win the war is individual battles every day. Media battle, out in the community. When you're talking to people, you got to move a certain way. When you get your opportunity, you got to throw a certain way. But to do that, you got to know the lay of the land. And today, I saw a person understand, oh, I ain't got no time to be worried about Philadelphia or the Carolina Panthers. Let me figure out how to get Martin Emerson. Let me figure out what I need to do against Denzel Ward. Let me figure out what I need to do against Greg Newsome. I need to be able to think faster, throw quicker, and be more accurate. And today, I saw those jumps. And when you put deposits in, right, the most satisfying thing in the world is to make that withdrawal and to know you still ain't broke. It's different when them deposits come in. Because when the deposits are stacked like that, the withdrawals feel good. And today, Shedeur made withdrawals. Found it very fascinating that there was a lot of eyeballs on that side field. Now, it's been sold to you that the side field is where the JV people go. The side field is a little play around area. You know how you used to go to McDonald's, you used to have them play areas. They've been acting like that side field is a little birthday party for McDonald's. Yeah, you go over there. And it might have been. But today it was different. I had an opportunity to listen to the people that was around. And I ain't saying no names. It was the who's who. But there was a hush when they dropped that dime. And the thing about making plays, you get your shot, make plays. It switches up. It changed the way you look at it. But if you walking in your purpose, you can make anything, anywhere the place to be. So that little practice field over to the right might have been the playpen where nobody is going over there and he's just over there hanging out. Let me tell you this. Today it wasn't. Because I noticed something. Yeah, it was over on that left-hand field. It was the number ones and Flacco. And on the right-hand side, it was Shedeur Sanders by itself. As you watch Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, guess where they was at? They was in the playpen. After every play, Kevin Stefanski was going up to Shedeur Sanders, coaching it up. The price the tea in China today ain't necessarily the price tomorrow. So when people was upset, oh my goodness, he's not going to get a shot. I can't believe we got a free 12. I understand. I was with y'all. Listen, trust me. But today, today, that little playpen on the right-hand side, where all the kids play, and he's on the side field. But the side field was jumping today. Because not only did he ball out in the other one on the left field where there was ones and twos playing, on that side field, he dropped 2 back-to-back touchdowns. And you know what started to happen? All of a sudden, that scrum of people that was on that left-hand side with Flacco and Pickett and all them dudes, they magically started to migrate to the little JV practice field. Wherever you at, do work and bloom. You might not be in the place that you're supposed to be today. That's okay. Wherever you at, do your best work, shine, and give that effort. It's hard to keep talent off the field. People that ask me and say, is the competition back on? Kevin Stefanski talked about reevaluating on a Sunday with his team as a coach. There is nothing that trumps what happens between them white lines. Nothing. That is why I love training camp, because narrative-based football is dead. We sold all the articles we needed to. We did all the views we needed to. Draft views, why Shedeur fall, why he go second round, why he go 10th round, how much NIL money he make, it's Coach Prime in a way. We sold everything you needed to say. We used to say, put the women and children to bed and let's go find something to eat today.
Brown right, motion, tailback slant. Let's put the women and children to bed and go looking for dinner, all right? On one, ready?
There's nothing you can write that trumps what happens on the field. All the hot takes be going away. All that good stuff, it be going away, because now it's about putting your hand in the dirt and delivering. The reason why the Colorado people have this contentious nature with everybody else, right, is because y'all a different breed of people. You don't care nothing about order. When you get to a point in life where everything is the status quo, everything's stagnant, history, tradition, to me, that is the biggest hindrance to the progression of culture in general. But you got to be innovative, forward-thinking. Losing organization, losing businesses, and backwards individuals that don't succeed are always stuck in, well, we always used to do this. Well, this was what worked 5 years ago. See, the Cleveland Browns have been stuck in the 80s since the 80s. When they talk about the quarterbacks, who do they talk about? Brian Sipe and Bernie Kosar. They ain't been back since when? The 80s.
But when you talk about this quarterback competition, today Shedeur Sanders got some more reps with the twos, got some reps in important situations as they did third downs, fourth downs, and he had arguably the play of the day, Bernie, where he was able to find Luke Floria. We keep saying that name again. He's been a quarterback's favorite along with Harold Fannin, but a high-arcing pass, beat the blitz, got it out there to Floria for a touchdown, and that got the crowd going here at Cross Country Mortgage Campus.
Yeah, we got a lot of excitement on that, but that's been consistent the couple days takeaways here of camp is Luke getting separation in the receiver room, and Shedeur doing a nice job of throwing the layered throw down the field and throwing it on time too. And with that good rush that's coming from the defensive linemen that were not allowed to keep their hands down, made it even a little more challenging for him. And to see that type of throw, that's a professional throw.
And that's what we need to see more of. Shedeur in his red zone period was on the other field, had some big-time throws, couple of touchdowns, including one to Deontay Johnson coming across the back end line that had a lot of mustard on it. Was a nice touchdown.
I enjoyed watching that because it showed me that Shedeur Sanders knows that you could throw early and throwing before a guy is open and trying to anticipate where he's going. And instead of taking the easy throw in a 7-on-7 Saturday morning practice that gets an easy plus, he's challenging himself to accelerate his throws.
Other battles, other injuries to discuss, but it's about the quarterbacks. Let's talk about the rookies specifically here. As a former pick number 1 overall who played immediately as a rookie, what do you look to see today?
Ultimately, we always talk about the eye test. That's what I want to see. I want to be here and see them live and see how they move, see how they throw, see if they can layer the ball. There's a lot of things that you just can't see on film. Actually getting to see them in 11-on-11 drills, in 7-on-7, working amongst their teammates, you can get a really good sense of how the quarterback moves. Also, his ability to understand early, that is so crucial.
Are you of the mind that a quarterback needs to sit and watch, or should they be thrown into the fire?
No, sit as long as you can. I mean, it's a luxury.
David Carr makes it very clear that he thinks it is valuable for a rookie quarterback to sit a little bit. Now, I think as we've seen with guys like a Jaden Daniels or, guys who are drafted at the top of the draft, they don't have that luxury anymore. But the Browns drafted these rookie quarterbacks in the 3rd and 5th round, respectively. Why do you think that's so valuable? And obviously, he had a tough situation, came with the Houston Texans expansion team.
Almost like Tim Couch. And this is why I have some of the exact answers I have with the young quarterbacks today. Yes, Jaden Daniels, exceptional. Danny Marino, exceptional from the beginning of it. But that's the anomaly. And we've ruined more quarterbacks. And I really believe that guys like David Carr and for sure Tim Couch were actually better quarterbacks than me. But they got banged around and crushed earlier in their careers. And they become lacking in confidence, developing bad habits, and then just physically hurt. And that thing happened to Tim Couch, that happened to David Carr. And it's very similar to my thoughts now with Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett to help the young quarterbacks assimilate into the NFL.